Hi guys, it's Nancy with Nancy's Nibbles of Life and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, why don't you consider subscribing? I do lots of WW content, beauty, and travel vlogs. So, are you ready to eat more than just eggs on WW? I know that on the blue plan there's 0 points, and so sometimes we can overeat them to save points, but today I have 3 breakfasts for you that I hope that you love and you can try instead of eggs. So, you ready to learn how to make them? First up, berry French toast. I love French toast and it's so easy to make, and your points are low on WW Blue Plan because the eggs are 0. If you're on the green and purple plan, just add the points for the eggs. Okay, I'm using the Nature's Harvest Light Bread. This bread is 2 smart points for 2 pieces. I'm only going to have 2 pieces. I have 4 eggs in my bowl that I've opened, and I also am using this pumpkin pie spice mix. It's basically cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and I'm going to use a few drops of this McCormick maple extract to give my French toast some extra flavoring. I'm also going to use this Creole Seasoning's kettle corn sugar mix just to sweeten up my French toast a little bit. All of my add-ons are 0 smart points. The popcorn seasoning, the kettle corn seasoning, the spice mix, and of course our eggs. And I'm going to use here maybe 1 tablespoon of fat-free half and half. It won't add any points to my French toast because I'm going to make 4 pieces from this liquid mix. So our mix is essentially 0 smart points divided by the 4 pieces of bread. So let's go ahead and soak our bread in the egg mixture. I'm going to leave all these recipes below in the description box so you have them. But we want to soak our bread in the mixture. And then we're going to move on over to the stove here. I have some I Can't Believe It's Not butter in my skillet along with some Pam, and I've let it get nice and hot. And I'm going to drop my pieces of bread into the skillet. Let it get golden brown on both sides. I'm going to take my French toast, set it aside because I want to make my fruit topping. So I have a berry mixture here from Trader Joe's. I picked this up. It's called a berry cherry berry blend, and I'm going to microwave that for about a minute and add a Splenda packet on top. I'm going to give that a good little stir, and what this does is kind of creates a syrup. The fruit is 0 smart points, and so is my packet of Splenda. So I'm going to take that warm berry mixture. Looks so good. I'm going to add that to my French toast, but first I'm going to use 1 tablespoon worth of the I Can't Believe It's Not butter. 1 point for the butter. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. So far our French toast is 3 smart points. 2 smart points for our French toast and 1 point for the light butter spread. Now here is my fruit mixture. You know, again, it creates kind of like this syrup consistency. So good on French toast. I love it. I'm going to also add a little drop of my fat-free Ready Whip or Ready Whip. This is 0 smart points for a little squirt there. And I'm also going to add 2 grams of slivered almonds. 2 grams of sliced or slivered almonds, 0 SMART points. How about that? Looks so good. I'm going to use a couple of pieces of this Jones turkey sausage that I like for 1 SMART point. And I'm going to use some sugar-free maple syrup for 0 SMART points. 1/4 cup of that for 0 SMART points. So there it is. My berry French toast. Breakfast number 2, shrimp and grits. I love a savory breakfast sometimes, and this just really fits the bill, and it feels so special. I love it. So I have here on my cutting board a mixture of vegetables. We have some sweet bell peppers. I'm just using the miniature size. I also have onion, and I also have mushroom with green onion. So this is the mixture that I like to use. You can use whatever you like. If you don't like the mushrooms, you can omit those. But this is the mixture that I like. So you want to cut them into small pieces because this is just a single serving dish just for 1 person. So mince those vegetables kind of small. For the green onion, you want to include it in your mix, but reserve a few just so that you can sprinkle on top once we're done. All right, so we got our mix all chopped up there. We're gonna move to the stove. I have 1 tablespoon worth of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Light in my skillet there. That's 1 SMART point. For the light butter, I'm gonna add the veggie mix. And also I'm gonna use some self-rising flour. I have 1 tablespoon worth of flour, and it's the self-rising flour that I'm using here. But you could use all-purpose if that's all you have. So what we're going to do is cook the vegetables and the flour along with that light butter together so that the flour cooks down, and we almost want a crispy consistency on our flour because it just ensures that the flour is cooked down, and it also gets rid of that taste of flour. You want a smooth base for your shrimp and grits. And it also adds the color that I'm looking for in the shrimp and grits when you kind of allow that flour to cook down and brown up. So I'm using some Creole seasoning here, whatever seasoning you like. I'm using the Creole seasoning and salt and pepper as well to season the vegetables and the flour. So we're just going to cook that down. You see how it's gotten kind of brown? And now we're going to go ahead and add some chicken stock. And I have here a 1/2 cup of chicken stock. So you want to pour that in just a little at a time because you want to make sure that you get all those bits at the bottom of your skillet. You don't want to pour it in all at one time. Plus it bubbles up on you, and you don't want it to bubble up and get everywhere. So, all right, so that is the vegetable stock or chicken stock, whichever you desire, with some Creole seasoning, salt and pepper, 1 tablespoon of flour, and our veggies. And we're going to watch this for a little bit, break up all of that flour. So again, you kind of have a smooth base for your shrimp and grits. So let's let that cook up for a little bit because it'll thicken on us, which is what we want. It's gotten nice and thick on us. Now, these are pre-cooked shrimp that I have here. I went to my deli section, and you know how you could buy the pre-cooked shrimp already from the deli? That's what I used here. You could guarantee that they are nice and fresh and not overcooked. And I love that pink color that they have. And so I have 5 kind of medium-sized shrimp here. Add as many as you'd like. On blue, of course, shrimp are 0. So right now, our dish is 1 smart point for the butter, 1 smart point for the flour. And the chicken stock is 0 smart points, and so is that shrimp. Okay, so we're just gonna cook it through. Let it get nice and mixed together. Let those shrimp warm up a little bit. Douse it with that gravy. Boy, this looks so good. I want some now. All right, we're also gonna add a squirt of lemon into our shrimp and grits mixture. Okay, for my grits today, I'm using some jalapeno cheddar grits from Quaker Oats. These are instant grits. 1 packet of these cheddar jalapeno grits are 3 smart points. So that takes our dish to a total of 5 smart points. So you just add some hot water to your grits and stir it up. I like my grits a little loose, so I've added just a little bit more than what the recipe calls for. And this again is a instant grit, 3 smart points for this packet. Just follow the directions on the back of the box. But make your grits to whatever consistency it is that you like. And I like these jalapeno and cheddar grits. They, again, are savory and work really well with this shrimp and grits recipe. So I've gotten them to the consistency that I like. And I'm going to continue stirring those and then just transfer them over to my breakfast bowl. Looks good. Our gravy and shrimp mix is ready. So we're going to add that on top of those warm, steamy grits. Yum. Look at that. And remember, I said to reserve a little bit of those green onions so that you could place on top of your bowl. Just, you know, pretty presentation, but I love fresh green onion. I'm also adding a little bit more of my Creole seasoning on top just for extra flavoring. And voila, there we are. 5-point shrimp and grits breakfast for you and your family to enjoy, maybe over the weekend or a nice brunch. All right, on to the next. Recipe number 3, chocolate chip waffles. So, I have recently bought a waffle maker and I love it. So I found this Bisquick Heart SMART pancake and waffle mix. And I love it. It's 4 smart points for 1/3 of a cup of the dry mix. So I'm going to add that, measure that out here in my measuring cup, 1/3 of a cup. And to this, we're going to add 1 egg and 1/3 of a cup of water because we want to keep it 4 smart points. The recipe on the box calls for skim milk, but I am ignoring that because, again, I want to keep it at 4 smart points. And I don't see any difference in texture or flavor when I use water. So we're going to get that mixed up. And we're also going to add some butter extract to our waffle mix. I have been enjoying the addition of extracts to things that I make in the oven, like baked goods, because you can manipulate flavors and make them more savory, more sweet. It's a zero point way to enhance the flavor of your foods. So, if you haven't discovered some of the extracts out there, take a look. So we're going to mix that up, and like I said, here's that butter extract from McCormick. We're going to add a few drops of that in, and it just takes our waffle to another level without the addition of actual butter. I'm using some unsweetened Lily's chocolate chips. 13 of these chips are 0 smart points, the dark chocolate. So I've added 8 or 9 here to my mix because I want to reserve the rest for the top of my waffle. So continue to mix that in, and we're going to add that to our hot waffle maker. I got this waffle maker over at Walmart. I believe it was about 25 bucks, and again, I love it. So many things you could do. Look out for more recipes from this waffle maker because, like I said, I'm in love. All right, we're going to make our waffle here. Now, you don't have to flip your waffle, but something about me, I have to flip my waffle. And it might be because I just want a crispier waffle. So we'll do this a few times. And then we'll move over to our toppings for our waffles. I hope you've enjoyed this no egg breakfast video. I sure loved bringing it to you. Hit the like button if you do. I would love to have you stick around. Subscribe to the channel. Looking to bring you guys more recipes for 2021. All right, so just getting my waffle nice and cooked here. So to my waffle, guys, I am going to add some unsweetened Hershey's Coco, 1 tablespoon, 0 smart points. And when you mix it with your sugar-free syrup, my goodness, it really does create a chocolate. So I'm using this Smucker's sugar-free caramel mix. And you don't have to add this, but I'm using a few drops. And I'm also going to use some sugar-free syrup. Now, the Smucker's actually adds 1 smart point to my waffle. The Ready Whip is 0 smart points, and of course those Lilly's are 0 smart points. But I'm not going to add the Smucker's because that's up to you. This is a 4 smart point waffle without that caramel sauce. So, there it is. Chocolate chip waffles. I hope you've enjoyed this no egg video for breakfast ideas. If you do, please go ahead and give me a like, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.